Hi, I'm Johns, CEO and founder of EyeROV. I can't see anything because the light is coming on my face. Uh, so, so we are a marine robotics and AI company. We build unmanned robotics solutions for energy, maritime, and defense sector. Our underwater vehicles are deployed from the Himalayas in the Ladakh to the Antarctic Ocean. So we are pioneers in building unmanned robotic solutions. Our journey started in 2017. Is it possible to reduce the light? I can't see it. Yeah. So journey started in 2017 when me and my co-founder we were looking at many of the solutions in the robotic space. And my co-founder, he was traveling on board ships, and one of the incidents came where the ship had a collision, and then the ship had to be inspected in underwater, and they were not able to do the inspections because they had to call in a diver and then understand where are the defects. So they had to wait in the port for a couple of days, and we thought we have robots going into Mars, we have going robots in all terrains. Why can't we have a robot to do inspection of a ship hull very quickly? And that's when we thought of building an underwater drone. And we built the initial prototype in 17, 18 times. And then our first breakthrough came in from one of the DRDO labs. So before that, I'll just give a brief about myself. I am basically an electrical engineer, passed out from CET Trivandrum, and then went on to do a master's from IIT Delhi. And after that, I worked with a couple of companies like Samsung and Grey Orange Robotics, where I had an experience in industries. And then, along with my co-founder Kanappa, I started the company in 2017. Initial days were very tough because during 2017-18 times, hardware or deep tech was not much of an appreciated. I would say many of the companies who got limelight was mostly software startups in that time. And then we were finding it very hard to raise investment because the products like us requires a lot of capital to build the products and R&D. And that time we were very much supported by government of Kerala through Kerala Startup Mission, and then through Make a Village, and then subsequently by BPCL through one of their grant schemes. So initial years, with this small amount of funding, we were able to build the initial prototype and then sell it to few of the customers like NPO, DRDO, and we were at that time, we built the India's first commercial underwater drone at that time, and the first unit was sold to one of the DRDO labs. And then eventually we realized that there is a lot of infrastructures like ships, there are a lot of infrastructures like dams, bridges, offshore rigs which require underwater inspections because all these structures do age and they need to be inspected in a timely manner to avoid any catastrophes. So then we ventured and built a division which does inspection services, or called as robotics as a services for various industries. And that has been our, I would say, bread and butter for the last many years, where we were able to continuously generate revenues. And post-COVID, we got a lot of traction now on product sales because the product also got developed. Basically, it is an underwater drone which goes up to 300 meters of water depth, can take videos, photos, collect sonar data in underwater, and then live transmit to the surface, and any user can see what is the condition of the asset underwater. It is very similar to aerial drone, but the challenges in underwater are much more because of high water currents, and you don't know what is the position of your vehicle underwater. So post-COVID, we had now ventured into product sales a lot. So we ventured into defense slowly. We ventured into most of the disaster management organizations because whenever there is a drowning incident, our equipment will help them in identify bodies. where it is. Usually they deploy divers, and which is a very cumbersome or a very difficult hostile environment. So that is where we come in and then help inspecting or surveying these water bodies to identify these kind of problems. So we got a good amount of traction in selling to most of these disaster organizations, and then our final breakthrough came in the last, I think, in the last few months, where we've been working with the defense through IDEX Defense Startup Challenge, and then we got a contract in 2022, and then developed a product specifically for Indian Navy. Again, an underwater vehicle which can do surveillance and underwater missions. And then in last few months, finally the contract got concluded, and we got a 47 crore order to Indian Navy, and it is one of the proudest moments, not just for us, I think for the entire ecosystem, where small companies like us are able to supply products to the defense. So to conclude my journey, these are few of my learnings. Perseverance, as our speaker said, if we had wound up our journey in 2021, where we had tough times, we wouldn't have stayed to get this 47 crore order. So you should have a very good perseverance to be there at the right time, because now defense has become a very big sector, or I would say sunrise sector, because of the recent geopolitical situation, Operation Sindoor. As Sridhar sir said, we need to build critical technologies in India, and these unmanned technologies, robotic systems has to be built in India. We cannot rely on foreign countries. So second, my key point is we need to build critical technologies in India, which we cannot import from any others. So and we need to also look at challenging problems. So there is always an easy way out to build, maybe solve easy problems, but we need to look at solving challenging problems, which might not give you a short-term benefit, but in long-term it is going to benefit. So with this, I like to thank Kesam and the Huddle team for inviting me. Thank you.